Well, hey there everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk all about my recent switch over to comfort footwear. Why? What do I look for? Some of my favorite style recommendations for you, as well as, especially if you live in Canada, where I like to purchase a lot of my comfort shoes because we have very limited selection, shall I say it that way, and even online a lot of places don't ship to Canada or the shipping is essentially atrocious. So a little background information about my switchover. I have been slowly swapping out my shoe choices in about the last year or so, along with overhauling my wardrobe, which is a work in progress, and I think I've got it more or less streamlined now, so I'm really happy about that. I started looking at, well, what shoes am I wearing, you know, not only to go with my outfits, but ones I can wear for a full day, ones I can wear on the bus to and from work, ones I don't necessarily have to change out of once I get to work, although I can, I don't prefer to. So my 9 to 5 really involves a lot of sitting, standing, up and down the stairs, moving around, so I need to actually be quite mobile on my feet, but at the same time I like a nice shoe, right? So I think for a lot of us, and myself included before I started looking at my switchover, is that a lot of comfort shoes, or the idea of a comfort shoe, seems to be at the opposite end of fashion, shall we say. And I wasn't ready to completely give up my fashion girl dreams just because, you know, I need a comfortable shoe. So I try to look for something that is in the medium range, has a little bit of both. Granted, my personal style tends to be a bit more conservative, so if you do have a similar style to myself, you might find this quite useful, or if not, I hope that you can at least pick up one or two brands that you might want to look into. I tend to go for a very specific look, and you might find something else. I think a lot of comfort footwear brands nowadays have really branched out in terms of their styling and make some beautiful and comfortable shoes. Things that I look for when I'm shopping for comfort footwear, or just footwear in general, especially for work, especially living here on the west coast in Vancouver, we get a lot of rain. It is actually currently snowing outside in the end of February, so a lot of my footwear choices do have to do with the weather outside. I would say it has to have a rubber sole on the bottom for grip and traction, and essentially safety. A lot of beautiful, well-made designer shoes have leather bottoms, although great and a sign of quality, doesn't necessarily mean comfort. I have found that the higher up you go in the price ladder doesn't necessarily equate to a more comfortable shoe, although it may equate to a more well-made and well-constructed shoe. You really want to look for that balance. So a rubber sole is a must. I would say cushion in the right places, an ample cushion without distorting the overall silhouette of the shoe. It has to be really discreet and done very, very well, and I got a couple ones to show you that are done so well. I would also say flexibility is important. If you're walking on them all day, you're moving around, especially if you're wearing a bit of a heel, flexibility is super important in an everyday shoe, especially a comfort shoe. So that's my premises for this video. I'm going to hop on over and show you some nice shoes. I thought it would make the most sense for me to start off with a pair of waterproof boots that I wear most often in the winter season. They are kind of my go-to shoe when it's raining, when there's a little bit of snow on the ground. They are really fabulous, and it's a brand I've talked about a lot here, both on my YouTube channel as well as on Instagram if you follow me over there. It is a pair of boots from BLONDO. Now, they are known for making waterproof, real leather and real suede shoes, and especially boots. To date, I have owned 3 pairs of BLONDO boots in various styles. My oldest one being about 2 to 3 years old, and with the exception of one pair that I recently got this year, and I think it is a manufacturing hiccup rather than something, you know, to do with the quality of the shoe. With the exception of that little hiccup, all the rest of my BLONDO shoes have lasted me very, very well. They have stayed completely waterproof, meaning I can submerge my whole boot in a puddle and come out dry. So that's very important. This style in particular I love because it's super sleek, it's very fashionable, but it has, you know, great comfort qualities, it's flexible. I wouldn't say it's the most padded shoe, but no problem for me for the whole workday and beyond. Waterproof, very important for me, and it is real leather. It's got a zip up on this side. I love the pointed toe silhouette, which is very fashionable and very in right now, and it has a zipper on the side. No complaints about this shoe. I really love this, and it's quite a sleek, sophisticated look for a comfort slash practical shoe. Now say you want something a little bit dressier and with a lot more cushion in the footbed. I recently purchased a pair of shoes from ROCKPORT, and they blew my mind in terms of both the comfort, the smart design, as well as some of the styles. They're very stylish. So this is my most recent purchase. Let me just unstuff it for you. It is a pair of T-strap pumps from ROCKPORT. And it's gorgeous. Like, I would call this a sexy shoe. It is a sexy shoe that you can wear to the office and wear it on a date. Plus, it has really good comfort in the cushion. I would say this is more of a athletic shoe type of comfort. I believe the ROCKPORT Total Motion line is a collaboration with Adidas and kind of their technology. I don't know exactly how the partnership works. Don't ask me about that. But I will tell you, it's beautiful on the inside, and it's different than a lot of the other comfort brand shoes where they'll do the leather insoles with different types of cushioning. This definitely feels a bit more familiar to a sportswear shoe. No rubbing anywhere because it's well lined with fabric and not with any other material. I love the crisscross variation on a T-strap. I love the pointed toe. Again, real leather. Look at this heel. It's a beautiful heel. It's about, I want to say, just at 3 inches or so, but completely comfortable for myself. And I think kind of under 3.5 inches is a pretty safe heel height for the majority of people, especially if you had a little bit of practice wearing a high heel. It's a slender heel. It's gorgeous. It is rubber bottom. Like, I have nothing bad to say about this shoe, and I think it's going to become a quick favorite once the weather clears up a little bit more. And again, this is from ROCKPORT. Now say you want something that is a bit more athleisure, but you could potentially wear to a business casual kind of office or on casual Fridays, but you still want to look sleek, but you don't want to wear an actual athletic sneaker. I've got this one for you, and I think it's really great. It's something I wear to cover all of those occasions and situations. It is a pair from HUSHPUPPIES. Now I would say HUSHPUPPIES in terms of all the other brands I've tried so far, including Clarks, including Earth, Blondo, what I just showed you. I showed you ROCKPORT. It isn't the best fit for my foot profile, and I wouldn't say it is necessarily the most comfortable insoles overall, but I think they make some great styles. I think for, you know, an average amount of wear, they are perfectly comfortable for myself. So this is, I would say, an athleisure type of shoe. It's got a really sleek profile. It's got the detailing with the perforations. It is real suede. It is a sneaker shoe, which is more comfortable than any other heel that I would wear, and it still looks quite neat. It's got no laces, which I like. I think the laces tend to make a shoe look more casual unless it's an Oxford or something like that, something more dressy. The suede is flexible. This is something I would wear, say, come the springtime or the summertime when I need an actual shoe and I don't want to wear a sandal to work. Great one right here from HUSHPUPPIES. And of course, yes, I do own the HUSHPUPPIES suede lace-up boots, which I love, but they're more for casual wear. Anything else, HUSHPUPPIES is definitely worth a look, and I think a lot more affordable at retail price than the other brands that I've shown you so far. Now all of those shoes I've just shown you are more neutrals and I would say a bit more toned down, but I've got a real sassy shoe that is also a comfort footwear brand that I think really surprises a lot of people. This shoe is a special collaboration, I believe limited edition, although you can still find it at some retailers online, between Clarks, the comfort footwear brand, and the Victoria and Albert Museum, which is essentially super retro deliciousness. You know I have a thing for vintage and retro aesthetic, and this pair of shoes just caught my eye and I could not say no. I will say this is from Clark's Narrative collection, I believe, that collaboration, and it is not as comfortable as the Clark's Artisan line. But with that being said, a Clark is still a Clark and still more comfortable than a lot of other fancy shoes that I have owned in the past. So this pair is a take on a Mary Jane, very 60s. The print is gorgeous. The print is what I think makes it very kind of mod in a way, yet you have that pointed toe. I love a shoe with a pointed toe, and I think a lot of comfort footwear brands are moving in that direction because they know it's much more flattering and much more modern and take away from it being a little bit frumpy, if you will. For the most part, comfortable. I can wear for a good, most of the day without any issues. It's not something I would wear if I know I'm going to be out all day and have after work events, but come on, gorgeous shoe, barefoot or with a tight or with a mini skirt or with anything. It's a real nice shoe, and it's from Clark's. Our last pair is actually something that I really love, and as being the oldest pair of shoes, and still in great shape may I add, of all the ones I've shown you so far in this video. It's actually a pair that I have gotten, I want to say, the most compliments on so far. Now that might be because I've had it the longest and I've worn it most, and you would certainly recognize this pair of shoes. Many of you have commented on it and how much you just kind of like it. It is a pair from GHBASS, which is quite a old school brand, but this pair in particular, just gorgeous. It is of course a more menswear inspired style, but I love that it has the leather cap toe. I love that it's like denim. I love that it has a lace up. I love that it is comfortable. I can lace up. I can wear a sock, no problem. I can wear with a dress. I can wear with crop pants in the summertime, the warmer weather, but still having it be a shoe, a proper shoe, and not a sandal, if that is part of your work wear requirement. It is super comfortable as far as I've worn it for the last couple of years, and still holding up very nicely. So this has to be one of my all-time favorite shoes, and as a whole, GHBASS is one I would also really recommend if you're looking for a comfort shoe that is more stylish, especially if you're okay going with some of their more original collection styles. I think they're just really great, and especially for menswear as well. And here we are, all of my current on rotation favorite comfort shoes. I hope I've surprised you in a good way, and I hope that you will have a look at some of these brands and maybe find something that you like that's also good on your feet. I will put a list of all of the brands down below and links to any of the particular styles that are still available. I will also add some additional comfort footwear brands which I think are quite stylish, but I just haven't spent my money on yet, but I'm looking towards. As well, I want to share with you that if you are looking for shoes in general, especially comfort footwear brands, and you're from Canada, I've gotten a lot of great deals from Amazon.ca. Now I will say you have to hunt it out, because certain brands or certain styles will suddenly go on sale for like 50% off, 60% off, and then it'll jump back to regular Amazon price within the next couple of days. So you really have to be on it and checking essentially every couple of days to make sure you catch them on a good deal. And I have gotten essentially all the shoes I've shown you at really great prices, whether through Amazon, which is where I've bought most of a lot of my recent shoes, as well as Ronsons.ca does some great sales sometimes, as well as I want to say Walking on a Cloud does some great comfort footwear brands, although they are a little bit more at retail price. I'll leave a whole bunch of links down below, but my very first recommendation to you would be to stock Amazon, especially if you're not if you don't need to look for the newest release. Some of the older stock they'll put on great prices, and you can pick up a great pair of shoes and be really happy that you didn't spend a whole lot of money, because none of those I spent more. I don't think any of those have I spent more than, I want to say, $120 Canadian, and that's pretty rare. So I hope that you loved this video. If you did, you know what to do. Thumbs up, favorite, share with somebody who might find it helpful. Catch me over on social media and leave any comments down below. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.